everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Before we get into the video, how do y'all like my hat? Love it. I got it at Sam's Club. Hopefully it's not like a mirror image. Thought it was the cutest thing, so I had to pick it up and grab it, and it was only 10 bucks. So I'm like, yeah, why not? Also, before we get into the video, I need to pick out an apron that I'm gonna be wearing. I've been like obsessed with aprons. I don't know why. It's like an apron little obsession I got going on here. So I don't know if I should go with that one or that one, but I don't know yet. I guess we'll just wait and see. So before we get into canning, which on a side note, I have been like obsessed with canning these past couple of weeks, ever since we did the whole canning strawberry jam. I'll link that video down below and you guys can go check it out. I've been just obsessed with it. I've always loved the idea of canning and preserving and getting a food storage going and everything for our family, but I never really took the leap to actually do it until recently. I mean, I did it like a year ago, but it was a fail, so I just never really got back into it, but I'm really enjoying it. So 2 days ago, the boys and I went out and picked a bunch of berries. I think we got about 5 pounds or so. So I'm gonna be canning some blueberry filling, pie filling, or blueberry jam, whatever you want to call it. It can go on like toppings of like waffles or ice cream or whatever. Probably just be using it for blueberry pie filling. So I don't really know how much 5 pounds of berries is going to get me, but we will find out at the end. So I'm going to get washing these jars and lids. All right. Gonna go with this one, change it up. What? I don't know what you're saying, hon. No, mommy's gonna cook today. He'll eat all the blueberries if I allow him to cook with me, but he might be joining us, who knows. All right, so I got all the jars all clean. I'm going to start the canner, get that water boiling so that way these guys can start sanitizing with the lids. While I'm prepping the blueberries. Oh my Lanta. Oh, that's heavy. Okay, so now we're gonna prep the blueberries, but first let me give you the recipe so that you guys can jot it down. Okay, so for the, and I'll also write it in the description. I'll also write it down in the description down below, so that way you guys can just print it out or copy it down there. But real quick though, so it's blueberry pie filling is technically what it is. So it calls for 4.5 cups of fresh or frozen blueberries. I'm using fresh today. A half a cup of light brown sugar, but today we are going to be using coconut sugar because that's a great substitute for any type of light brown sugar. Well, duh, there's only one kind of light brown sugar. Excuse me, guys. I haven't been sleeping because the baby's been keeping me up all night. And then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch or arrowroot powder. I'll be using cornstarch today because I don't know where my arrowroot powder went. I did have it. Don't have it anymore. And 2 tablespoons of cold water. So I don't really know how many blueberries I have as far as cups. I know how many pounds I have, but not cups. So we'll just see how much this will get me to. Oh, and if you're wondering why my kitchen has this lovely chipboard behind me, you'll have to check out the video that I posted a couple of weeks ago. Or I think it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. I'm getting the hang of this whole YouTube thing. So I am a new channel if you couldn't tell already by my subscriber count, I'm only at 34. So, hey, on a side note, consider hitting the subscribe button, click the little bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and hit the little like button and leave me a comment down below. Anyways, we are working currently on our dining room, which is on the other side of that lovely wall. And yeah, gutting it right down to the studs. Well, actually knocking the studs out and replacing those studs. So we're really cracking down on that. When I say we, I mean my husband. So yeah, so let's just get working on these berries. You what? You want pee-pee? Yes. Oh, awesome. Good job. I'm so proud of you. How about you go get some underwear on, okay? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Go wash your hands. Okay. All right. Oh my word. I lost count. I think that was 3. We'll call it a half, so 3.5. Well, you know what? I'm not even worried about washing these guys. We just picked them, so it's not like I gotta worry about anybody else's hands all over them or anything. I do have to sift through them though, because my children decide to throw, if you can see that, pieces of wood in it. So yeah, there's that. I don't want wood in my pie. Oh my word, children. We'll just leave it at 14. These can be a little snack for the kiddos. Okay, so there's 14 cups. So let's do this. Let's divide 14 by the 4.5. So 3.11. Okay, basically 3. So since I have 14 cups, I'm gonna multiply the whole recipe by 3, and then that should be good. So let's get this on the stove. This I'm going to put on the stove. This is just blueberries, nothing else has been into it. And we're going to be putting it on medium heat, and it's going to come to a boil. I have no idea how long it's going to take because I have a ton of blueberries in here. But yeah, so once this comes to a boil, I'm going to be mixing it throughout this. Probably help if I had the right burner on, right? I know what I'm doing. Not really. All right, anyways. Okay, so medium heat, boil, and then we'll move on to the next step once that gets going. Ooh, something's happening. Look at that. This might not actually take too long after all. On a side note, there's like still little pieces of wood. I don't even know how I would get out of here, but that's okay. It just adds to more fiber, you know? So I have to use these big bad boys to get the lids out of there because this is what I get for being cheap and not buying the kit that comes with that fancy magnetic lid thingy. Alright, so while I was fighting with those lids, this was screaming at me. Look at how beautiful that looks. Oh my gosh, my kitchen smells amazing. Okay, this has clearly come to a nice boil. So we are going to just reduce the heat down to low, and then I'm just gonna let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Okay, that's almost done simmering. So while I'm waiting for that to get done, I'm gonna mix our cornstarch with the water. A little cooking tip is when you are using any instrument, so like let me get all fancy, like a tablespoon, teaspoon, or cup or whatever, if you're using that for wet and dry ingredients, use it for your dry ingredients first and then your wet, so that way you're not washing like a bunch of dishes in between if you hate dishes as much as I do. 6 tablespoons. I pre-measured this water already. Holy smokes, it's like cement at the bottom. There we go, loosen up. Does anyone else talk to themselves as much as I do in the kitchen? By themselves. This is all done simmering, so now we're gonna add the sugar in. Okay, so we're gonna be using lemon juice. I love this because it's just pure lemon juice. There's no crap or additives added into it. Now we're gonna add the cinnamon. This calls for 1 teaspoon, so we need to do 3 teaspoons, but I don't know, guys. I don't even know if I have enough. This is August. We're probably the same. Pretend I'm measuring. All right, that's about 3. We'll go with that. All right, now we're gonna give this a quick stir, and then we'll continue simmering it for about 2 minutes or so. We're gonna take that cornstarch or arrowroot mixture with the water, and we're just gonna pour it right in. Mix that in, and then you will see that it starts to thicken, and you're gonna cook this for about another minute or so. All right, it's been about a minute. Now we're just gonna remove it from the heat and we're gonna let it cool. Okay, so that thickened up super nicely. What is all over me? Looks like cornstarch. Alrighty. Anyways, that thickened up so nice. It's like almost like cool now, so I'm gonna put those in the jars. I just wanted to see how thick it was going to get, just in case I had to like tweak the cornstarch a little bit to add more or whatever. But yeah, and then you woke up from your nap, and then we went outside to go check on Daddy, right? He's working in the dining room right now, and I was like, man, it is hot out here. I looked at the thermometer, 102 degrees. I'm like, oh boy. So I'm sitting in here in the air conditioning, and I'm just making sure my husband stays hydrated. So we are going to be getting this filling in the jars, and hopefully I can get quite a bit out of here. I'm glad that I'm doing this right now though, because blueberry season just started on Wednesday, and today's Friday. When this video will be posted, it'll be Sunday. But I think blueberry season goes for the whole month of July here. What? Okay. I have no idea what he just said. Okay. It's a constant guessing game in our house to see what our 3-year-old is saying to us. Anyways, I'm gonna get these in the jars. What was I saying before that? Oh yeah, so we have plenty of time to go out and pick a lot more, but now I have like a better idea of like how many pounds will give me how many quarts and stuff. I think my goal is gonna be at least 10 quarts of blueberry pie filling and stuff. So this will give us a good estimate. And also, if you don't like blueberry pie filling, but somebody else does or whatever, these make great gifts. Even if you like become obsessed with candy like I have been lately, you can make up a bunch of them, and then if you need like a quick gift idea or whatever, no one's gonna turn down that, because it, like I said earlier, it can be put on so many different things. So let's get these in the jars. I'm gonna get you situated, right? Yeah. You hungry? That smile is so contagious. All right, so you would think that I would make a mental note to get one of those fancy little funnel things, so that way I don't get everything everywhere, but I didn't. So the next best thing is to use the good old ladle. So let's see how much of a mess I can make. Well, I totally underestimated this. I only ended up with 2 quarts, which, I mean, the quarts are really big anyway, so that should be plenty for 1 pie, 1 quart anyway. So we're gonna put 2 pies there, and then I also have this, which would probably make enough for a pint. I'm just gonna put this into a pint jar, and then I'm just gonna put it in my fridge, and Andrew can have it on toast or whatever. Okay, so Andrew is demanding food, so I figured what better way to use up the remainder of this pie filling than to make him a little piece of toast and then putting it on there. I guess I should have put butter down first, that would have been better, but oh well, he probably won't. I know he won't get this. My only hope is that he won't just lick this off and ignore the bread part. On a side note, we love Dave's Killer Bread. Oh my gosh, it is so good. And the ingredients in it are, it's so clean. We don't go through a lot of bread, but when I do buy it, I always buy Dave's. It is more expensive, but well worth it. Oh, that looks so good. We lick the spoon around here. Don't judge. I know you do it at your house. All right, timer went off. And these guys are done. We are putting, oh, ignore all of that nonsense. My house is totally destroyed because of all the renovations that we're doing. Because we're smart and we decided to do all the kitchen and dining room at the same time. Okay, timer, I'm coming. Alrighty. So I just gave Andrew his little snack here, and all he was doing was just licking it off. And then I asked him to eat the bread too, and he said, I don't want it. So, I'll have it. Because it looks so good. So let's taste this. Oh. That tastes delicious. You want to try some? Yummy. Isn't it good? You want more? Yeah, you like it, huh? We love our blueberries around here. Currently, Andrew's now drinking a blueberry smoothie. Well, it has strawberries in it too. But anyways, so these jars are going, well, I just took out. Those jars are, sorry, it's like wiggly. Those jars are going to be cooling for about 24 hours until the lid has a little indent in it to make sure that you seal them correctly. So those will be ready tomorrow. I unfortunately didn't get any footage of us picking blueberries because it was really overcast skies. I didn't want to risk my camera getting wet if it decided to rain. I did take a really cute picture of the boys though with my phone. I would have recorded it with my phone, but my phone is super... Are you growling? Anyways, my phone is super old, so it doesn't take good pictures or videos or anything like that. So you look so funny with it. Can you guys see it? We'll probably go out blueberry picking on Monday or so. And what I'm going to do next time is freeze a bunch because we do go through them a lot with smoothie making. And I'll probably make a lot of the pint-sized jars. Just because I really like it on the toast. I mean, I try to stay away from a lot of sugar, but there was really no sugar added other than the coconut sugar, and I prefer to use coconut sugar in all of my, oh, where are you going? And like all of my baking because it's lower in the glycemic level, so it doesn't spike your blood sugar as high. And it's just all around a healthier sugar to lean towards. And it's not like you're gonna be like eating this out of the jar, it's just gonna be as a topping or whatever. So next time I'll probably make maybe like 1 or 2 more quarts of it for pie specifically, and then I'm gonna make a bunch of pint sized, and then I'll freeze a bunch too. So we have a lot of picking in our future. But I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, give me a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon next to subscribe. I'm gonna be sharing a lot more recipes, day in the life videos of a stay-at-home mom of 2 boys, a lot of like cleaning motivation. I hope to eventually share like my weight loss journey and getting back into that. And definitely a lot of dining room renovation videos on that, and hopefully you guys follow us and see our progress with that. We will be doing the kitchen and pretty much everything else in our house too, so follow along as we go through all of that. All right guys, well that's it for today, and I hope you guys have a great day. Get out there and pick some blueberries, especially during this time. Anything that you can do outside with your family is always really great. Hope you guys take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.